Hey there friends, it's Axel here and welcome to RimWorld. Today we're seeing if it's possible to survive this difficult and painful world of Randy Random while being all alone. So we obviously choose Randy Random, known for his ruthlessness, as our god. We also choose losing his fun difficulty because it is a challenge after all. Now let's meet the main character, Remy. A man banished from his home planet, a man with no skills whatsoever, but has a burning passion for everything. Remy here is an interesting fella. He's a greedy, lazy bastard who loves living as a hermit and hates any kind of social interactions. Now let me tell you a story about Remy. Remy was a wealthy man that was unfortunately outed from his home because he was apparently breaking into a stranger's house, saves the cat's head, and leaves without stealing anything. That's a classic Flirted story. I loved it so much, so I included this in the video. Anyway, the people didn't like that, and they banished him immediately. Let's get back into the story. Our first event took place with a herd of thrumbos wandering around in our colony. Unfortunately, Remy here is a dumbass, and he cannot even tame a single rabbit, and hope for the best that they don't get mad and kill us. Remy here got some clothes dropped from a wreckage. Another human wanted to join our colony, a man named Hako. Since this was Remy's first human interaction, being a socially anxious hermit, he couldn't make proper decisions, and he just hastily accepted him. Now, I know I broke the rules of this challenge, but bear with me. Why? Well, just stick around and find out. There's a real good surprise in the end. Just watch. So, the colony was named appropriately. While Remy was busy building his home, a war was unfolding in the nearby mountain. The trade caravan that had engaged in a battle against the monsters roaming inside the mountain, but it was a net positive for us. Well, we got free foods and weapons. The building of the shack was coming along just fine until boom. Turns out our other colonist, Hako, turns out to be a traitor, and he betrays us. Of course, Remy took care of them easily. The traitor was taken care of. Remy, he butchered and ate them. Ignoring the nightmares vision Remy is having, we continued making our home. Suddenly, we get a message about saving somebody. Now Remy here, he's down to help anyone. What's the problem? There may be an unknown threat. Remy says, and leaves the man dead. Not even a minute after leaving someone to die, we get another cry for help. This man, he wants to join our colony for a few days. I will let him join because he's only joining for a few days. With a helping hand, survival had become a lot easier. And would you know it, another person called for help and tried to join the colony. I suppose the word got out that Remy from Remy's sack helps people in need. He left him to die, obviously. Another message came with the information that a helmet, a really good defensive helmet, was in a dangerous area, but it unfortunately has an unknown threat, and I am not dealing with that again. So I'm not taking any risks. We were running away from our own problems, not taking any risks. Who would have guessed that Remy himself would be the one with the issues? He got his first mental breakdown. It was a long time coming. He's wandering around in sadness, just getting past the breakdown. If that wasn't enough already, Remy now has caught a deadly plague. Now it's become a race against time before he dies from it, since there are no doctors at all in the colony. The plague gets worse day by day, and before you know it, it becomes an extreme case, hard to ignore. Let's only hope he survives somehow from a miracle. While praying he won't drop dead any minute now. It didn't stop the grind, though. The grind for basic needs and survival. And just when everyone thought Remy will die. Like a twist of fate, he has developed an immunity to the plague. The RimWorld god has become surprisingly forgiving for us. And now, just like Remy, Ellie also has his first mental breakdown. It was surprisingly quick compared to Remy. I suppose Remy was so unpleasant to live with, you'd literally just lose your mind. Now here's a few seconds of time lapse of these two surviving in their colony. I hope you enjoyed that montage, as that will be the only time these two will be enjoying each other's company. Why? Boom! Ellie left the colony. While grieving Ellie's goodbye, another person was willing to join, but Remy, being an anxious, a psychopath, he refused. He thought no one can replace the friendship that he had with Ellie, so he refused anyway. All of a sudden, for some reason, I got a quest for me to leave the planet. I have no idea why this appeared so early. Is Randy teasing me? Like he should know that I can't even fulfill basic needs without having mental breakdowns and almost dying. Living in a spaceship, that's out of the question. So at this point in time, Remy's downfall was starting. Karma will fuck Remy pretty hard. First catalyst was when he ignored a poor child beggar. From this point onward, no good thing will ever come to him. Maybe it was just a coincidence, or maybe it was not, but just after ignoring this child beggar, Remy suffers a panic attack. No, that will not be his end, unfortunately. With the recent events unfolding, Remy now has made Random truly angry. Killing people, abandoning helpless men, and eating human flesh, butchering humans, destroying environment were all right in the eyes of Randy, but ignoring or abandoning a child, poor child, not helping him, this was crossing the line for Randy, I suppose, and he definitely showed no mercy. Boom, a fire broke out, and the entire map was engulfed in flames. Remy and his home was getting caught in the fire. He somehow in a pinch managed to control the spread around his home before the rain extinguished the remaining flames away. His life was spared here, for now. After that near-death experience, a prisoner has called Remy for the purpose of saving him. He declined. Obviously, he hasn't changed. Always the same. Following the killing of an innocent man, an offer was given to us which resulted in rainy thunderstorm for a few weeks around our colony. The rainstorm didn't stop Remy to continue surviving, to continue scraping by. Another person was declined the offer of help and stuff. And now at this point, Randy should know Remy will not help anyone in need. He's a psychopath, stone cold killer. Now here's a final time lapse. This is a final time lapse of Remy enjoying his peaceful days, because from now here onwards it will not be peaceful for him at all. Now we move on to the final minutes of the saga. While hunting for food, Remy was contacted by a local thug. They offered him to keep his colony safe for a price. Any normal person would have accepted the offer, but Remy, he is a greedy bastard after all, a greedy prick, a morally questionable individual, a psychopath, a cannibal, all the other bad things. So he refused without a second thought. He didn't want to give a single penny of his money to others. So the negotiation didn't work. Now this will go on to become his final and most terrible decision he can ever make. It had been a long time coming, but Remy's first raid has finally happened. He is here now, locked in a fierce battle with the enemy, with an armed enemy. Prior to this moment, the only difficulty he faced was mad animals and traitors. That was easy to deal with. This, and after a long fierce battle, he finally managed to kill his enemy, but only by nearly dying. He went to his home, into his room. He tried to heal with whatever doctoring skills he had on himself. Then, out of nowhere, several angry, bloodthirsty manhunters attacked the colony. Remy was still injured, weak, and bleeding. His injuries unfortunately overcame him and he collapsed. He was down, unconscious. He was all helpless and defenseless. Thankfully, the trade caravans that had arrived in the place before, they managed to take care of the hungry packs. Just as the animals had died, another group of raiders began launching an attack on our colony. Remy was still down, on the verge of death. No one was there to rescue him, help him, tend him in any way. The caravans ultimately managed to delve him. Remy unfortunately had passed away due to blood loss. He died, succumbed to his injuries in his room, unable to heal himself. Now, Remy here, he was never a good man. He was greedy, prideful, and cold-hearted. He never cared about human life. He abandoned helpless people, never took risks to help the needy. He only fought for himself, but in the end, lying on the floor, inches away from medicines, but not able to tend himself, no one to help tend him, heal him, he died all alone. Human connections, something he was afraid of, always tried to be alone. In the end, he ended up alone, died alone. It's quite fitting, I'd say. Remy. And that's the story of Remy, a story of solitude, friendship, betrayal, violence, loneliness, dangers, and ultimately death. A fitting story for a man like Remy.